might have seen my last two videos about downsizing and downsizing. Well, here's the thing for me, I don't believe in shrinking your life to fit a trend. That's because your home should grow with you and not the other hand. So what happens when you upsize? Most people picture the dream. More space, more comfort, a garden, maybe a large kitchen where you can cook meals for your family. And yes, all of that can be wonderful. But here's what no one talked about and what I've seen over and over again as an architect. Upsizing doesn't just change your floor plan, it changes you. In this video, I'll show you what really happens when your home grows and how to make sure that you grow with it. Ready? Let's go. I've worked with people in their 50s, 60s or 70s convinced that going smaller was the right solution. After all, downsize is what you heard from most people, isn't it? It does sound efficient, less to clean, less clutter, less to worry about. Is it? But you see, sometimes smaller, it's just, cramped, both physically and emotionally. And so these people came to me not for a mansion, but for a home that fits. And when they upsize and finally move into a space with room to breathe, something unexpected happens. Let's have a look at it. Imagine this, you're retired and you finally got time to think about what you love. Maybe it's playing an instrument, maybe it's just doing some gardening or inviting friends for dinner. But the problem is that your home is probably still sized for your old routines. The piano barely fits in a corner of the house, maybe your art supplies are all stacked within a storage, and gradually the space that supported your life maybe starts to stifle it. I've seen this happen many times. People don't realize how much their homes shape their identity until it starts shrinking the parts of them that matter the most. Now here's the twist, you don't need a mansion, alright? You see, sometimes just upsizing a little can actually change your life. All you need is enough to create, let's say, a music room, a proper workspace for your working from home routines, or simply just a better flow. That's all it takes, trust me. And suddenly, you're not just living in your home is helping you come alive again. I believe something shifts when your home starts to truly reflect how you live. Seriously, not how you have to live. Okay, there's a big difference between the two actually. What I'm trying to say is that most people don't actually realize how much they've been making compromises in their life. You know what I mean, right? Like dodging around furniture that is not in the right place, whispering when someone's on a Zoom call. You've been there, right? Or even worse, like holding back invitations for dinner because there's not enough room. And then one day, because you upsize, something changes. You can cook together and no one gets in the way. You can host family dinner and no one's eating off their lap. You see, that's not just a better layout, that's a better life. Because believe me or not, as an architect, I think that the real value of a home is not in the square meters. It's in how freely you move, how comfortably you connect with others, and how fully you get to be yourself. My message to you is that upsizing is not just buying a bigger home. That's the trap, and it's an expensive one. As you know, I've seen people put their life expenses into big homes that eventually felt cold, empty, and a bit soulless. More space doesn't automatically mean better living. In fact, it can bring more maintenance, higher bills, and actually more isolation, if it's not designed the right way. The real question you need to ask yourself, I think, is not how big my next house will be. It's probably more like, what is it for? You love to host people? You love to, paint, play music? Upsizing done right is not about status. It's about designing a home that fits your life and not your ego. Because the goal isn't just more space, it's more life in your space. As an architect, I design homes that change with people. I usually ask my clients questions like, where do you sit when you read? Who comes over on Sunday? What makes you feel proud of where you live? I'm not just being nosy with other people's life. These are genuine questions that help me to understand what's going on in the house. And sometimes the answer is a room that didn't exist before. place to sit quietly in the morning with a cup of tea and your thoughts. That's upsizing done right, in my opinion. Not just a bigger box, but a better rhythm to your own life. I know some of you watching are already thinking about upsizing, or maybe you're afraid it's too much, too late, too indulgent. But I'll tell you what I told one of my clients recently. You don't need to live bigger. You need to live with a bit more intention. And if that means upsizing your home to reclaim your hobbies, your health and your peace, then just do it with purpose. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. So, what really happens when you upsize your home? You don't just change your space. It's a bit more than that. You're actually changing the way you live. If this video resonated with you and you may be already thinking about growing into a bigger home, let me know your story in the comments. I really appreciate that. And if you believe, like I do, that homes should support who we are and who we're becoming as opposed to who we were, subscribe and join me on this journey. I post every Sunday at 5 p.m. I'll see you next week. Ciao.